Hey, hot take time. So, if you're into guitar-y sort of shit, by now you've already seen the video or the release video of Line 6's new Helix Stadium, which seems pretty cool. I was one of the many who thought, oh, whatever. I thought they were going to chuck another chip into the next one and Helix 2 it. But I think it's apropos, and why I wanted to do this hot take is that my last video of the comparison between the HX Stomp and the GT1000, I might put a scene from it here or something like that if I can be bothered putting effort into this. I talked about the very reason why I had chose the GT1000 core over the HX Stomp, and it was all about dynamic range. And a lot of people were getting excited about touch screens and extra buttons and dials and things like that. But the thing that pleased me, or certainly drew my attention, was new specs on dynamic range. And I actually went to the website. Have you seen the fucking website they've got for this thing? Like, I got to hand it to them. They have absolutely gone all out for this, and it's kind of cool. So it's actually kind of worth going and checking out the website if you're into that sort of thing. But there's a video there where, Christ, I really should know the guy's name. That's cold take stuff, isn't it? When I go and learn someone's name or look it up or anything. This is a hot take. I'm still hot. See. I mentioned in that last video that the GT1000 has 32-bit floating point processing at 96K, and so the new ones 64-bit floating point processing. So that's insane enough for me to not even really comprehend it. But the reason I'm doing this hot take, and the reason I think it's interesting, why I've actually dragged out the camera to talk to you about this, is that Line 6 addressed the one issue that made me tolerate the absolute shit sandwich that is the user experience of the GT1000 core. I went on and on in the video about how if the core didn't sound so damn good, I'd go back to the Stomp because of the user experience. And that's what I think is one of the most interesting things, is they really seem to have addressed this. Of course, the specs are still yet to come out, and I've got no idea how much the damn thing's going to be here in Australia. They say it's looking like it's going to be about $2.5 to $3 grand here. So that'll be interesting. But the other stuff in there that they've put in there aside with it, things like playback, breaking things into stems. I've got to say, as cynical as I try to be about all of this sort of shit, I've got to say, it's fucking impressive. Like, it's sort of weird to actually feel like that teenage, oh my God, I've got to have one of these, you know? Gas, that's what we call it these days, isn't it? Or gear acquisition syndrome. But I haven't actually been excited about a new piece of gear in a really long time, and I've got to say, from what they see so far, what they have so far in the Helix Stadium, it seems pretty full on. And so I'm kind of glad to be excited about something, even though it's going to cost me a fucking lot of money, whether I can afford it at all, depending on when it comes to Australia. But you can rest assured that the very first chance I get, I will get one of these things and start doing videos on it. But again, I'll be doing videos from my point of view. There'll be, Leon Todd's going to shred your face off with it, and because, I can never hope to play as good or look as good as Leon. But the gigs that I talked about, where I do solo gigs over playback, I'm not sure, this still remains to be seen, but I think the new HX Stadium, the new Helix Stadium, might actually just turn out to be my complete rig. Like, take my guitar, a microphone, and a speaker, and Helix Stadium. Be done with the laptop, be done with the mixer. And see, here's an interesting thing, and we can discuss this whether it's a real thing or not. But I'd like to get your opinions on all the 220 fucking subscribers that I've got. But I honestly think that, and maybe I don't know, maybe this is the boomer in me coming out, and maybe people are going to criticize me for that. But I really think that they're deliberately designing the thing to be used either on the floor or mounted up on a stand with you. Excuse me. And I think that that's interesting. And I think maybe, you know, maybe the Quad Cortex did that first by being smaller, and you see them, you often see them set up on stands, and, you know, things like touch sensitive switches and things like that all are conducive, and touch screens. I mean, I've talked about it, you know, how at 54 I really do not like going anywhere near the ground if I can avoid it. So a touch screen on a multi-effects processor was a kind of a laugh to me. It's like I am ever going to fucking bend down to touch that thing. But mounted up on a stand near you, and you know, and things like the automation. Look, I'm going to cut this down into just some minutes because I just want to put some content up, because I'm trying to make some life changes, and doing more videos and being a bit more together is one of them. There's an automation section. Go to Line 6 if you're remotely interested in this sort of stuff. Go to the Line 6 website and check it out. There's a couple of YouTube videos a bit further down if you scroll down, where they, you know, get into the bit deeper. Where God, I really should look up his name. Should I look up his name? No, maybe I'll look it up and punch it in there. But what I'm saying is, I think Line 6 might really be onto something here. I really do, and it feels good to be excited about a new piece of gear, despite the fact that it's probably going to cost like a real lot of money. But for someone like me, it might actually be worth the investing. Might even be worth going into hock for it. But we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, so opinions down in the comments. Let's have a discussion about this. And as I said, rest assured that the moment I can get my hands on one of these and start making videos, and especially from that point of view, the solo guitarist playing to playback kind of thing. Because playback, I think they got playback down. This is really interesting. Is it? Or am I just ranting? Either way, makes a good YouTube video. Alright, thanks for coming by and checking me out, and remember to have fun out there.